Hello, I'm back. I'm feeling fairified. The wings are back, I put them back on. I went for a fly in the garden, it was fabulous. Now, yesterday, I read you a book. It wasn't about fairies, it was about elves. Do you remember? Now, you might need to watch this again. Now, I said yesterday, I wasn't sure if it was a fiction book or a non-fiction book. And I found another book similar to that. It's all about gnomes. Again, I'm not sure, is it fiction or is it non-fiction? It's not a story and it gives us lots of information. I found a page that was interesting earlier about games that gnome children play. There, do you see? It says, gnome children use the winged seeds of the maple. Oops. There, look, can you see the wings of the maple? We see some things like that fall off the trees, they're seeds. And they put them on their back. And they pretend that they're dragonflies. That's one game that gnome children play. And then at the bottom it says, with half a chestnut husk, they pretend to be hedgehogs and frighten the field mice. Gnome girls like to play with fluffy willow catkins, dressing them up as dolls and animals and putting them to bed. Look there, that looks a bit like a conker to me. So that gnome's put a conker on his back. He's pretending to be a hedgehog. So gnome children play games like we do. That's interesting, isn't it? Is it fiction? Is it non-fiction? Lots of magical things are happening lately, aren't they? Anyway, back to the elf book. In the Land of the Elves. Now, every page tells you what the elves do in the different seasons. Do you know what the seasons are? The seasons are what the weather is like at a certain time of year. So the first season of the year, well, the first season that we have in January, it's still winter. So winter. After winter, do you know what comes next? It's spring. That's when it gets a little bit warmer. The flowers start to come up, leaves come back on the trees. Might not need to wear your coat all the time in spring. And then it gets hotter, and when it gets hotter and hotter, that's summer. The season is summer. And then at the end of summer, we move into autumn, and in autumn, all the leaves start to turn different colours like they did on our tree at school. The leaves turn all sorts of different colours, gold, red, yellow, brown, and then they all fall off the trees. At the end of winter it turns back, oh, not the end of winter, the end of autumn, then it turns back into winter again. I don't know if you can see, my dog is mooching around behind me again. Oh dear, I'll get rid of him in a minute. Sit down. So, can't eat my wings. My writing challenge for you today is to listen to that book again about the elves, and I want you to write a sentence to tell me what each elf, not what each elf does, but what the elves do in each of the seasons. So that will be 4 sentences. You'll need a sentence for winter, you'll need a sentence for spring, you'll need a sentence for summer, and you'll need a sentence for autumn. Winter, spring, summer, autumn, and it tells you what they do. So let's have a look at one example. Let me see. This is a nice one. There, this is a winter page. When winter snow begins to fall, the elves share their harvest. I think I told you what the harvest was. The harvest is all the food that they collect. Farmers do harvesting. It's when you collect in lots of food for winter. So, when the snow begins to fall, the elves share their harvest. They give it to the birds. Look, what are they giving to the birds? Can you see? I think they're seeds and berries. So, my sentence, I remember I have to think it, then say it, then write it. Thinking it. Right, I've thought it. Oh no, can't start with the, I need to think again. In winter, the elves share their harvest. Ooh, 7 words. In winter, the elves share their harvest. Okay, I'm going to have a go writing it on. I might have to de-wing for this bit. Wings are off now. Okay, here we go. Have to remember all those things I need for a sentence. There's so much to think about. Capital letters, finger spaces, full stop, check it back. Okay, I'm ready. In winter, in winter. So I'll need a capital I for in. I. In. Quite a lot of sounds in winter. I'm going to sound it out. Winter. W, I, N, T, In. U. I. N. T. In winter. The. Rocket word in the space. The. In winter, the elves. 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 In winter, the elves share. Share. Oh, I know the sound at the start. Not all of you will know that one. Sh. Share. Sh. Share. There. There. I've just learnt the sound for th. Okay. There. In winter, the elves share their harvest. Harvest. Oh, that was quite hard. I'll have to do that again. Harvest. That's quite tricky, a bit spicy. Well, I know a sound for R. 2 letters, 1 sound. R. At and is R. Of. Harvest. Oh, let me check. In winter, the elves harvest. Forgot my full stop. There we go. I've written 1 sentence about what the elves do in winter. I want you to go and think about the sentences. You'll probably need to listen to that book again. Think, what are they doing in each of the different seasons? What do they do in winter? What do they do in spring? What do they do in summer? And what do they do in autumn? Have a think about it. So remember, when you're writing a sentence, think it, say it. It's best to say it a lot of times, and I don't know if you noticed, when I was writing my sentence, I kept saying it, and that helped me to remember it. So think it, say it, write it, read it back. Okay, good luck.